Hello friends, today we are going to discuss integrated rate expressions for zero and first order reactions. So first of all, we are talking about zero order reaction. Now what is zero order reaction? The reactions in which rate is independent of concentration. Rate doesn't depend upon concentration means ki rate is proportional to concentration raised to power 0 because it is not depending upon concentration, so we are taking power 0. That's why such reactions are called zero order reactions. The reactions in which rate is independent of concentration. Okay. So now consider a journal reaction A to give P. Suppose initially at time 0 we are taking A amount of A naught. We are taking A naught amount of A. Means A naught is initial concentration of A at time 0 when the reaction just starts. Okay. And after some time T, suppose sum of A has been reacted to give products and the remaining concentration of A is capital A. Okay, A naught is initial concentration at time 0 and A is concentration at time T. So, rate of reaction. Now, I am taking rate in terms of reactant, so I am taking negative sign here. Rate of reaction is proportional to A raised to power 0 because it's zero order reaction, or rate is equal to rate constant into A raised to power 0 which is equal to 1. Okay. So it's simply equal to K, or I can write it as minus dA is equal to K dt. So integrating, upon integration, derivative and integration cancels out. On left hand side we get only A, concentration of A. Okay. And on right hand side we get K is constant, so it comes out of the integration, and integration of dt is T plus I. I is constant of integration. Okay. So now we have to find I. We know that at time is equal to 0. When time was 0, A was equal to A naught. So we'll put these values in equation 1. On left hand side it is A naught and K, time is 0 because when time is 0, A is equal to A naught plus I. So I comes out to be minus A naught. Okay. So putting in 1, minus A is equal to KT minus A naught, or on rearranging we get KT is equal to A naught minus A. So this is my integrated rate expression for zero order reaction. KT is equal to A naught minus A. A naught is the initial concentration, A is concentration at time T. Okay. So now coming to the characteristics of zero order reaction. From here, this equation, we can write A is equal to minus KT plus A naught. If we compare it with straight line equation, y equal to mx plus c. So here, if we plot y is equal to mx plus c is straight line equation. If we plot y versus x, we get a straight line. So here y is corresponding A and x is corresponding t. So that's why if we plot A versus time, concentration versus time, we'll get a straight line with slope minus k. Because slope is negative, so it is downward and slope will be minus k. Okay. And this intercept will be C A naught. Okay. So this is first characteristic of zero order reaction. Second, if we plot rate of zero order reaction versus concentration. As we know from definition, in zero order reaction, rate is independent of concentration. Now rate is independent of concentration means ki rate doesn't vary with concentration. So we get a straight line like this. Rate is constant. Okay, so rate is not depending upon concentration. Okay, so next is second characteristic of zero order reaction which we are going to discuss is half-life period. Now what is half-life period? Basically half-life period is time required when the concentration of reactants is reduced to half, or half-life period is the time in which half of the reaction has taken place. Okay, what I am trying to say, if this is the reaction, if we have started the reaction with anode concentration, then half of, when T is T half-life, okay, then half of the reaction has taken place, or the now reactant's concentration is reduced to half because half has been changed to products. So this is the half-life period. So to calculate half-life period of zero order reaction, now expression is, this is rate law expression for zero order reaction. Now we want to calculate T half. We know that for T half, A will be equal to A naught by 2 because concentration has been reduced to half. So it comes out to be A naught upon 2K. Okay. So this is expression for half-life period of zero order reaction, and it is directly proportional to concentration of reactants. Okay. Now coming to units of rate constant. Units of rate constant for zero order reaction. Now rate constant is okay. So units, this is concentration minus concentration. So units will be concentration upon time. So it's mole per liter, time inverse, it can be second inverse, minute inverse, hour inverse. Okay. So these are the units of rate constant for zero order reaction. So this was zero order reaction. Now coming to first order reactions. Now first order reactions are reactions in which rate depends upon only one concentration term, because here order is 1. Okay, because rate will depend upon only one concentration term. So again we'll take some general reaction. At time 0, concentration is suppose A, and after time T, X amount of A has been reacted to give product. X has been reacted to give product, so remaining amount is A minus X. Okay. So at time T, concentration of A is A minus X. Okay, because X has been reacted to give products. So rate of reaction dx upon dt, I am not taking negative sign because I am taking rate in terms of product concentration. X is concentration of products. So dx upon dt is proportional to A minus X. Okay. Or dx by dt, it is equal to rate constant A minus X. Okay. Now to integrate this, we have to separate variables. We'll take X terms on one side is equal to K dt. Now integrating this, we know that integration of 1 upon X is log X. So here integration of 1 upon A minus X will be log A minus X. Now because we are having A minus X instead of X, so we have to take A minus X derivative, which will be minus 1. Okay. So this is integration of dx upon A minus X. This is equal to K T plus constant of integration. Now our aim is to find C. How to find C? Applying same condition. When time is equal to 0, we know that when time is 0, only reactant is present. or x is 0 because none of the reactant has been reacted at time 0. So x is equal to 0. So it comes out to be minus log A is equal to k into 0, 0, C. So this is my C. So putting in this equation 1, we get minus log A minus x is equal to kt minus log A, or kt is equal to log A minus log A minus x. Log A minus log B is log A upon B. So this is rate law, integrated rate law expression for first order reactions. If we want to convert it into log base 10, we have to multiply it by 2.303. Okay. So this is my rate law expression for zero order reaction. Or we can write it as 2.303 log A is initial concentration. So we can write C naught, concentration at time 0, and A minus x is concentration at time t. So we can write it as Ct. Okay. So these three are rate law expression for first order reaction. Okay. Now coming to characteristics of first order reaction. Now first characteristic is, see, I can write this equation as Kt is equal to log C naught upon Ct. Okay. Or log, now I am taking reciprocal of this Ct upon C naught. So I have to take power minus 1. Okay. So taking minus 1 to this side, minus Kt is equal to log Ct upon C naught. Taking anti-log, we will get Ct upon C naught is equal to e raised to power minus Kt. Okay. So we can write it as Ct is equal to C naught e raised to power minus Kt, or C naught e raised to power Kt. See, Ct is concentration of reactant at time t. Okay. If we want it to be 0, that all of our reactant is converted to product. If we want to take it as Ct is equal to 0, means the reaction has taken place completely. All of the reactant has been converted to product. Ct is 0. It is only possible when this term is infinity or time is infinity. So what I mean to say, for first order reaction never proceed to completion, because they require infinite time to proceed to completion. Okay, they need infinite time to proceed to completion. So first order reactions are never proceed to completion. Okay. So next characteristic of first order reaction is, now Kt is equal to 2.303 log C naught upon Ct, or we can write it as 2.303 log C naught minus log Ct. Okay. Or Kt upon 2.303 log C naught minus log Ct, or log Ct is equal to minus Kt 2.303 plus log C naught. I have only rearranged the terms. So again comparing it to straight line equation, y equal to mx plus c. Here the plot of log Ct versus time will be straight line. In zero order reaction it was concentration versus time, and here it will be log of concentration versus time. That will be straight line. So for first order reaction characteristics, what we have seen, they never proceed to completion. Second is plot of log Ct versus time is straight line, and slope will be minus k upon 2.303. Okay. So next characteristic of first order reaction is half-life period. Now T is equal to 2.303 K log A upon A minus X. Half-life period is again when concentration is reduced to half or my half of reactant has been reacted to give product. This means X will be equal to A by 2 because half of reaction is completed. So I'll take X is equal to A by 2. So my T half will be equal to 2.303 K log A minus A by 2, which is simply A by 2. Okay. So it is 2.303 upon K log 2. On solving we get 0.693 upon K. So this is half-life period of first order reaction, and we see it is independent of concentration. For zero order reaction it was directly proportional to concentration, and for first order reaction it is independent of concentration. Now coming to units of rate constant, K is equal to 2.303 log A upon A minus X. This is concentration upon concentration, so units will be cancelled out. So units of K will be simply time inverse. It will be second inverse, it can be second inverse, minute inverse, hour inverse, depending upon the what units of time I am taking. So units of K will be time inverse. So these were the characteristics of first order reactions. Now we are going to discuss some examples of first order reaction. First order reaction generally include decomposition reactions, isomerization reactions, etc. So in this video we are going to discuss only decomposition reactions. Now first of all we will take decomposition of ammonium nitrite. This is ammonium nitrite. It will decompose to give water and nitrogen. Now here nitrogen is gas. Only one gas is present in product. So this reaction is studied by measuring volume of nitrogen produced. Okay. Now see what happens. Just try to understand. If whole reaction has taken place, if whole of the ammonium nitrite has been converted to nitrogen, and this is possible at time infinity. So volume of nitrogen I'll take V infinity. Now it will be proportional to initial concentration of A, because whole, if I have taken A amount of ammonium nitrite at time infinity, whole is converted to nitrogen. So volume of nitrogen at infinite time is proportional to concentration, initial concentration of ammonium nitrite. Okay. So V infinity is proportional to A. Okay. At any time t, Vt, how much nitrogen will be formed? It depends upon the amount of ammonium nitrate which is getting reacted, because ammonium nitrite is getting converted to nitrogen. So volume of nitrogen at any time is proportional to X, the amount which has been reacted, which has been decomposed. Okay, so Vt is proportional to X. So my expression was log A upon A minus X. So I'll put V infinity instead of A and Vt instead of X. So we'll get 2.303 log V infinity upon V infinity minus Vt. Okay, V infinity minus Vt. So this is my Rayleigh expression for decomposition of ammonium nitrite. Okay, so we can study it by measuring volume of nitrogen. We need V infinity at infinite time and Vt at any time t, and we can put these values in this expression and we can find K for decomposition of ammonium nitrate. Similar reactions are decomposition of N2O5, which gives us O5, which gives us N2O4 plus half O2. Again this is solution, only oxygen is gas. Because oxygen is gas, so it can be studied by measuring volume of oxygen. Similarly, on V infinity will be proportional to A and Vt will be proportional to X. So same expression. Similarly, decomposition of diazonium salts. Diazonium salts give us haloarenes plus nitrogen. Again only this is gas, so this can be studied easily. Okay. Similarly, H2O2 decomposes to give water and oxygen. So again, oxygen is gas. This reaction can be studied by measuring volume of oxygen. But this reaction can also be studied by using KMnO4. H2O2 is titrated against KMnO4. Okay. So KMnO4, volume of KMnO4 used will be equal to the amount of H2O2 present. Okay. So V naught is amount of KMnO4 used at time 0 initially. So initially A amount of H2O2 is present. Okay. This will be titrated against KMnO4. So V naught, volume of KMnO4 at time 0. This will be proportional to our A. And Vt at any time t, volume of KMnO4 will be proportional to amount of H2O2 present. How much amount of H2O2 has been is present? A minus X, because X has been reacted. So what is left behind? It is A minus X. So in rate law expression, we'll take K is equal to 2.303 log A upon A minus X, we'll take V naught upon Vt. So in such a way we study decomposition reactions. So in next video we'll talk about isomerization reactions and pseudo first order reactions. Okay. If you are really getting something or finding these videos useful, kindly subscribe the channel.